Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Time to Code. In this video chapter, I am going to explain you XML parsing using Google language Golang and how you gonna read the XML message. So Golang can pass the XML message. So I just use one of the XML message for this implementation. This is the typical file structure. I have given name folder name as XML parser and it has subfolder like bin package and source file. I have explained the same in my previous video chapter, so you can refer that to get detailed information. SRC has XML file as folders which has employee underscore details dot XML message, and SRC, which is my source code, I have placed XML underscore parsing dot go file also, where I am going to write Golang language code uh, to pass the XML message or to read the content from XML message. This is the typical XML message. It, it has version and encoding, and then uh, this XML message has first tag employees, which has EMPS as prefix namespace, where which has been defined here, which has been declared here, right? Employees, which is a complex type, has employee, so you can see two employee here, and which is again a complex type. It has its own elements like ID, name, contact, and contact is again complex type which has email and phone number. Second employee also has the same elements. First employee ID is 101 and name is Ramesh, whereas second employee ID is 102 and name is Suresh. So we are going to read this data and print it by using Golang. So let's jump to our workspace where we will be writing the code. So as I explained, XML parser, which is my root folder, which has subfolders bin, pkg, and src. In src, I'm going to create XML underscore parsing dot go file also. And this is the employee message. So I'm keeping it here so that we can refer this for the implementation. And by the way, I'm using Atom IDE for this Google language source code implementation. Okay, so this is the same XML message which I have just shown you, and let's start. So we will start with package. Package name is main, and then import from T, for example, and then function main. So let's first print this in order to get confirmation that this piece of code is working. Hello Golang XML parsing. Okay, let's run this. So in order, so let's first you set go path, and this is my go path. So I'm just setting the same. Okay, let's validate. It's there, it has been set. Okay, and let's run. Go run src xml underscore parsing. Hello Golang space hyphen space xml space parsing. So we got the message. So let's start our implementation. I just commented this. Fine. So what we need to do first is we have to define the type this. So as you know, Golang is static type language. So you have to define this XML type. So type employee struct. Basically, you are defining the structure of employees, right? And as you see, employees is which is a XML. So you have to write XML name, which is again struct. Okay, open, close, and here you need to write the XML element detail. So for this, it's you define here namespace. So this is the definition of your XM EMPS prefix namespace, right? So I'm just keeping it here, and then space the element name. Okay, yeah. Now, as you see, employees has employee complex type, again element, and which is of array type. So I'm just writing EMP, and which is I have to define this also, right? So okay, let me just go here and define first, and then we will refer employee. I'm just removing s, again struct XML name struct. Okay, and if you want, you can write. If let me leave it because we will write above same. And then what it has ID, name, contact information. So ID, which is direct field, so let us string, and then let's write XML colon code ID and name string. It also have contact, so contact and contact type XML colon double quote contact. Okay, so first let define this here, and because it's two times, so it needs to be array. Okay, and then define the XML tag for the same employee colon double quote, just copy paste from here, space employee. Okay, oh sorry, yeah, and let's define type also. Type contact type struct. It has two fields, email. So before that, XML name struct email XML colon double quote email one string XML colon double quote phone. Okay, so our struct or the definition structure basically for handling this XML message is ready. So this is the first step you have to do. whenever you have any XML message to be passed. Now I am going to, what I need to do now is I have to read this XML message, and before that I have to refer this, right? So let's and which is located here, XML file inside employee underscore details. So let's write XML file path. So basically this is the path colon equal to XML. So let's get the detail from here. You don't need to write completely. You can just do this because this XML message is part of our project only. So you don't need to write complete path. Okay, so it's done here. Now it's referring. Now we have to open the file. So let's open XML file colon equal to os.open. Okay, operating system dot open. And what? This file which is located at this path. Okay, so and you have to, because you are using OS package, you have to define it here. You have to import that. Okay, so it's done here. After opening the XML file, so when you use os.open, it returns two parameters. One is file address, and then also error. Okay, so you can check if error not equal to null, then print error opening file, XML file colon, and also you have to pass error and return. Okay, because you have opened the file, you have to make sure you close that also. So defer, which is keyword which will close the file once you are done with the program. So after complete execution of this program, this file will get closed. Even though we are writing this statement here, it will get executed after the end of the main function. So once all activity of this main function or main go routine is done, then this statement will get executed. Now you have get the path of XML file, you have opened it, you have checked the error, and then you are also planning to close that. What you need to do is you have to read the data of that XML, and for that XML data colon equal to io util dot read all. What you need to read? This XML file data. And because this io util is not imported in our this project, let's go here, import here, and then come back. Okay, and if I am not wrong, this io util also return two parameters, two values. So one is the data of XML, and then second one is error. So I just keep it, I'm not storing anywhere, so I'm just keep empty tag, empty variable, and then okay, So now XML data is here. Now we have to define this with our struct. So for that, what I'm doing is I'm taking a variable named employee data, which is of type employees, and employees is defined above. You need to make sure one more thing, that whenever you are defining the type, you have to have name started with first character started with uppercase, and then you can have lowercase. Otherwise you will face a problem reading the contents, so it will be null when you will bind that. Okay, so I have defined this here, and now xml dot unmarshal. What you need to unmarshal? This is your XML data and you have to map it here, right? So what XML data in this address. Okay, done. Now you can print it if you want. Let me print this. Println something employees dot employee dot emp. Here it is emp, right? So employees is our employee type, this one, which has emp. And what else? Yeah, that's it. Let's run this. Cannot find package IOTL. So did I? Yes, I have defined this. Yeah, it's io.iot. Okay, let's rerun again. Okay, so we not defined the XML, so we have not imported that. So and coding slash XML. Now let's run it. The system cannot file this file name employee dot. Okay, this is correct only. Path. Let me close this. Let's get into SRC and then run. Yeah, so we got 101 Ramesh, and then the email ID and then phone number, then 102 Suresh, email ID and phone number, which is the complete data of this employee, right? So there are two employees and both employees detail we are getting there. So you want to print them separately, so it's very simple. Let me just keep a for loop on top of it for key. So key, just keep it k, and then our value is employee or employee value, colon equal to range, right? Because it's a kind of array, so you have to read individually. Okay, and done. Okay, printf k is percentile s. Okay, let me, and then employee colon percentile s, percentile s. What I'm going to print is one is employee dot id, value dot name, value dot contact. Okay, and here key also, so let's define that also, a key k, which will have like first in 101, etc. Okay, fine, so let's run it. Undefined, so it's because capital I and capital name right here. So you have to refer this one which you have defined. After unmarshalling that, you cannot refer this. Let's try again, CLS. You got that both. So k, and because I have taken a string, that's why it's coming like that. 0 1 employee 101, which is employee ID, name Suresh, and then as part of contact, these two information, email address and phone number. Same for second employee. Employee ID is 102, name Suresh, employee ID Suresh 102 @ gmail.com, and this is Suresh phone number. Right, so yeah, this is how you have to read the XML in Golang. So let's go back to our presentation. What all we have covered. So this is where we were, and then we are able to read both, right? Both the employee details, and then this is how we define our employee struct, employee type. So hope you got it how to define that. And as I explained, you make sure you have first character start with uppercase, capital letter, and then you can have them lowercase. This is our main function where first of all I have defined the path of my XML file. Then I have opened it by using os.open method, which returns two value one is the address and second one is error. If there is error, you can print it or you can panic. Okay, and then you make sure you also defer close method of the same open file, and then you have to read the data, so you have to store data somewhere. So for that, io util.read all method has been used, and where we have put the open file. So data, all the XML data is stored here. Then I'm just printing for one line, and then I have defined the employees underscore data as a variable which refer to employees type, which is defined above as a type struct. And then this, I'm going to unmarshal the XML data in my defined type so that I can read each and every element and each and every value from their fields, defined fields. And then because employees has two employee, and I want to read each of them separately, so you are using a for loop where you have taken a key and then employee data, reading it and then printing it. As I explained, I have given the name main, package main. Inside that I have imported all these required packages, fmtosio slash ioutil, encoding slash xml, and these types. And right, this is what we got as output. Yeah, so that's it. So if you have liked my video, this video chapter, please subscribe my channel. If you have any question regarding this session, you can pass that in comment section below. And that's it. Please like and subscribe my channel. Time to code. Thank you.